Well, health matters, and tomorrow is World Movement Disorders Day. So joining us to educate and discuss this special day is Dr. Shunga. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me today.
I'm so glad to have you here. You are a neurologist and movement disorder specialist at Ochsner LSU Health. So I just want you to first talk about, what is a movement disorder and, the importance of just knowing about it.
Yeah, that's a great question. So movement disorders are neurological or brain problems that affect movement control. And this is actually very important because really everything that we do in our daily lives involve movement. From eating with a fork to talking and actually walking, all of that actually requires movement control. And that is why it's so important to actually raise awareness about this and allow us to spread the word, identify these problems earlier so that we can actually diagnose them and treat them appropriately, but also help reduce the stigma about these problems and support more research, more community efforts that allow us to expand this field even more.
Absolutely. So what are the different types that we need to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so movement disorders, as I said, they affect movement control. They can, for example, appear with excessive movement, involuntary movements. One of the most common ones, for example, would be essential tremor. Which actually can appear with a lot of shakiness in the hands and in that way affect things like handwriting or eating from a cup. And on the other end, we have disorders that actually can affect movement by reducing the amount of movement or making the movement slower. And one of the most common things that we see is Parkinson's disease, which aside from movement also can affect other things like, for example, sleep or cognitive function and even cause constipation. So these are just two of the most common types of movement disorders that we see.
And it sounds like these can be things that people may not even be aware of that they have. So definitely good to know about that. What are some of the treatments that are, kind of coming up for these diagnoses?
Yeah, that's right. And that is part actually of what we want to do, actually raising awareness. Treatments that we have go from actually using medications, and each different disorder will have specific medications that we can actually use to improve the symptoms and improve function. But aside from that, we also rely a lot in our therapists. Physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy help us a lot into improving function for people who live with movement disorders. And then we have advanced treatments, such as, for example, deep brain stimulation, which is a type of brain surgery, or botulinum toxin injections, which is also a treatment that we can do in the clinic.
Absolutely. So I know that, you guys are raising awareness. How can the community, get involved and help out to, impact this and help others, who may be diagnosed find, research and things that are going to help them out with this? Yeah,
so I would say that the most important is really to know that these abnormal movements are not normal, right? These are actually things that may be a disorder of the brain, and they need to be actually diagnosed and treated early. So if anyone is actually suffering from symptoms like this or knows someone who is actually these kind of symptoms, it is important to seek medical attention. And actually a specialized treatment is very important because these disorders can be challenging to diagnose and treat. So at Ochsner LSU, we actually have a great team of members that allow us to bring this multidisciplinary care to people who has movement disorders.
Okay, well, hey, we definitely want to encourage you out there if you are experiencing some of the symptoms that Dr. Shunga kind of touched on today, like she said, to seek that medical help. But I want to thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.